Welcome back to the Abundant Practice Podcast. I'm your host, Allison Pereer, founder of abundancepracticebuilding.com. And I'm here with Ellie Miller, who runs elliemillerdesignco.com. We're going to talk about websites. We're going to talk about what your website needs to have, how you need to communicate on it, maybe even some common mistakes people make so that your website can actually work for you. Because I'm sure, Ellie, you and I both see lots of websites that absolutely do not work for anyone.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, what's the best place for me to start, you think?
Well, I mean, I'm just kind of curious. I love an origin story. So, like,
Okay,
what got you
gotcha.
into design? I know you're a therapist. So, what got you into
Yes.
designing websites too?
Yeah. So it all started when I made my first website because I know we have to have a website. That's
Hmm.
pretty much all I knew. I didn't know anything else about it. I also have, a creative, artistic background. So I fell in love with this part of the marketing process. So anytime I was procrastinating on networking or any of the harder stuff, I just spent hours and hours into my website. I was like, redesigning it fully once a month just for fun,
Hmm.
which was enjoyable, but maybe not the best use of my time. So I started to have other therapist friends like ask me to help them with their websites. So I'm like, okay, maybe that makes more sense to
Hmm.
spend that time towards that. And yeah, just got in a deep rabbit hole learning about like all the user experience, all the science behind what works in websites, what doesn't, like what to include, the order things should be. And one of my favorite deep dive things I learned about was authenticity and how to show up authentically on your website. So I thought it'd be helpful to talk about that today because
Yes,
I think it's a really powerful thing we can do.
absolutely. And it feels counterintuitive for a lot of
I
therapists because of our
know.
training. Like we're just supposed to like not be human beings.
I
Um,
know.
yeah, yeah.
Wouldn't you
Well,
say like the first iteration of a lot of people's websites is way more stiff and
it's,
like,
oh my God, it's stiff and it's like there's a trying to prove yourself that I see
exactly,
happening that is
exactly.
like distancing ultimately because
It's
nobody wants
totally
your $5
distancing.
words. Your $5 words
No.
make people feel stupid. Nobody wants to hire
Exactly.
the therapist that makes them feel stupid.
Yeah, it's distancing. I think it causes a lot of burnout on our end because then we're feeling like that feeling that we have to prove ourselves carries into the first few sessions, and that's
Hmm.
training. So if you just show up as yourself at the beginning, you just get to be yourself and wear less masks throughout.
Yeah. And
So
I mean, I think about authenticity being tough for a lot of people in general, right? Like,
yeah,
how many of us had really good parents who were like, just go to this social function, just be yourself, they'll love you,
right.
And it's like, I still want to show up as the person that people want me to be. So I'll be liked, so
I
I'll be accepted,
know.
so I'll be chosen.
I
Um,
know.
so we've got that layer too.
It's so
Um,
true.
yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit of a leap of faith, but I just have found through experience, the more you show up, like there's people that are really going to connect with that. They're really going to
Yes.
like you. We,
100%.
we
And
need all kinds.
people who are not going to be interested in you as you show up as your authentic self.
That's great
Um,
information too, right?
Fantastic, because those
Yeah,
probably aren't your people. Like they're the people you would
exactly.
feel so awkward with in session. We want to call
Exactly.
in our people. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's like such a spiritual, emotional practice along the way as well. Like
Yeah.
the more you do
It's
that in your marketing, you get to get better at that in real life, which is
it's
great.
yeah, it's really fantastic personal development. This whole like
It
having your own business thing to
All of
me.
it is,
Yeah.
right? Yes.
Hmm.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. So would it be helpful to talk about some of the exercises I found most
Oh,
helpful? And
yes, that'd be
okay.
awesome. I
Yeah.
love an actionable thing. Thank you, Ellie.
Okay, cool. So I'm going to break it down to like how to find your brand voice or your authentic voice, like what to do with that information and how to apply that in your
Hmm.
writing. So the first exercise that I find to be really helpful for myself and the people I work with is to, this one's a fun one. I like it. This is an easy check off one. So you pick like 3 to 5 friends or family members who you feel comfortable with, and you send them an email asking a few questions, saying something like, "Hey, I'm working on my website. I'm trying to sound more like myself. Can you give me some feedback on some of these questions?" And you could include things like, um, what adjectives would you use to describe the way I communicate? are there any specific words or phrases that I use a ton that really make you think of me? Is there a certain way I leave you or people feeling after we communicate? And then something like, yeah, is there anything unique about me and the way I speak that stands out
Mhm.
about me? And I say this is fun because you just get emails back with all these compliments and
Yeah.
like what's special about you. And it's always nice to have that because a lot of the private practice building is comfort zone pushing. So I like
Uh-huh.
sprinkling in just a
Yeah.
fun one.
I love that. Yeah. And it also helps you see how you come across in ways you might not realize.
Exactly. It's so hard
Yeah.
to self-judge some of this
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so once you get those emails back, just start tracking any patterns you're seeing, anything that rings especially true to you, and
Hmm.
jotting that down. Um, the next exercise is to go through casual communications that you already write naturally, areas where you don't have that self judgment filter on as much. So that could be like personal social media posts or DMs. It could be emails with friends. My favorite one to do is just texts with friends. So you
Hmm.
just take out your phone and pick 3 to 5 people that you text with regularly, the ones that you're not overthinking what you're going to say or worrying about their response, like the easy ones,
Yeah.
and scrolling through those conversations, looking at how you write naturally. And some things you can scan for are like, how do I say hello? How do I sign off in conversations? How do I say, how are you? Like checking your version of some of those common phrases. I also like to look for, some people call it like you isms or me isms, like those phrases or words that you're always saying. Like, I noticed that I end a lot of words with SIES, like, oh, cutesies, funsies. Like,
Uh-huh.
so that's natural language for me. But you'll find things that you say that are like, oh, I do that a lot with my words. And
Hmm.
those are fun things to sprinkle into your copy throughout to like make you sound human and like yourself.
Yeah.
Um, and another thing to look through with that is like your style of writing, specifically like, do I capitalize words a lot? Do I bold things? Am I a big ellipses user? Are you like me and you way overuse exclamation marks? Or like which emojis are you using most frequently? So I
Hmm.
think that can be helpful. Some of those pieces of that styling can come into your website copy as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I think about like I have always used a lot of M dashes, and now that's so
Oh,
associated with AI that I'm like, I
oh,
swear I wrote this.
oh no.
Yeah,
That's
it's all right. We'll all
what do you
survive.
do? Are you going to switch it up or just stick true to yourself?
I don't know.
It's
I
fun.
kind of play with it sometimes, and I also do a lot of parentheses, like
Yeah,
which
like asides.
yeah, like I'm full of asides.
I
I have to edit
know.
out a lot of asides.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay. That's your style.
yeah, yeah. And I love this because like we all do have a natural writing style. I think when
Hmm.
therapists sit down to write website copy, those are website copy is the words on your website.
Yes.
When people sit down to write website copy, they kind of come from this more academic place as if they're
Yeah.
writing their dissertation or
Yeah.
and so they are associating this field with stuff people don't actually want to read. No
I
offense, y'all.
know. No, it's
Um,
true. But that's,
and
yeah, it's such a natural starting place. Like I get why that's where we start.
yeah, but I love that like you say and go through and like look at the emails you've sent your friends, look at your social posts. Like you
Mhm.
already know how to write.
Yes,
Like
yes,
you.
yes, yes.
Yeah.
Totally. It's there. Um, and then the last exercise I'll give is a pretty common one, but recording yourself speaking,
Hmm.
um, transcribing it, doing voice to text, and answering the questions you're answering on your website.
Hmm.
The questions that potential clients are trying to find the answers to. So, what do you do? What's your style? What does a session with you look like? What are the next steps? And with that one, I would recommend like doing it a few times because I think like at first when we're recording ourselves, we still have some of that filter. But I think
Hmm.
if you do it a few times, it drops a little bit and you can start to see again, just gathering information about patterns, style, tone, like frequently used words or phrases.
Hmm.
Um, and you're just really compiling all this information from the exercises and seeing the common trends that you notice.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
Hmm.
And it's interesting too, right? Like we get so in our heads when we are, especially the first time we're writing
Hmm.
for a website or we're building our practice, we get so in our
Hmm.
heads about it and we just so significantly doubt that what might feel natural is right.
Hmm.
Even though that's
Right.
who you are as a therapist, like how you show up in the room is how we want you to show up on your website, right?
Exactly, exactly. That ultimately is the final filter reading through something. Like, does this sound like something I would say in a session?
Yeah. One of my favorite things to do is read my copy aloud because that
Yes.
will, like, if it feels wrong in my mouth or it
Yeah.
sounds dumb or creepy or like
Yes.
stilted in my ears, then I'm like, okay, this isn't like this missed the mark. This isn't me.
Yes.
And
That's like the number one filter.
yeah. And I mean,
Hmm.
like I've written a lot, a lot, a lot, a lot, and I still find things when I read them out
Hmm.
loud, you know?
Hmm.
It's a really
Hmm.
good, easy, free tool.
Yes, easy peasy. Yeah. Yeah. I notice you're so good at like writing in your voice and all your
Thank
like
you.
emails, your what, like, I know this is my interview, but I'm curious, like, if you have anything that's helped you with the authentic voice and like getting to that over time,
I mean, I've been doing it so long. I've been
just
doing it for
practice.
over a decade. So, and
Yeah.
before that, I mean, I think I am kind of a writer. Like I love to write.
Okay.
Those emails are
Yeah.
like one of my favorite things that I do in my job.
Yeah.
So I do really love to write, and I always have.
Mm-hmm.
And I will say, like, writing more authentically always came much easier to me than writing academically. So for some
Ah,
people, it's the most, I don't know about most people, but a lot of therapists I work with, they retrain their brain in that academic
yes.
way with their writing.
Yeah.
And that was just kind of like pulling teeth for me the whole time. And I was glad
Oh,
I
that's
didn't have
so
to do it anymore.
interesting.
So I had like
Lovely.
written copy for our website for like our counseling and psychiatric services at the university I worked for. Like it,
Yeah.
I think I'm just lucky that it came a little easier
More
to me.
naturally. Mm-hmm.
But having written for that, that's an organization.
Yeah, that's
There's a
still
big we there that is more
right.
formal than me. So
Yeah.
I think over time I've learned I'm gonna like I also give myself permission to mess up,
Yeah, totally.
like I don't think I'm gonna do or say anything that's gonna get me canceled because I don't think I have cancelable thoughts or feelings.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's knock on wood
Yeah.
because who knows.
I don't want to
Um,
jinx you.
yeah, yeah. But I think just being like, sometimes people will be like, oh, I didn't like how, you excluded or you didn't say or whatever. And like, that's just good feedback. Like,
Yeah,
I'm willing to
totally.
take the feedback.
Yeah.
And I want to say, y'all listening probably are not going to get that kind of feedback because you don't have an audience of tens of thousands of people like I do. So
Yeah.
don't be
Yeah, it's a
scared of
little
that.
different risk level. Like the risk is
Yeah.
much lower. Yeah. And I also notice you do a lot of like storytelling
Yeah.
in your copy. And that's another, especially with like the rise of AI writing, like that's one thing that you have over
Yeah.
AI.
And I think that's something we really, as human beings, we connect to stories more
Yeah.
than anything, right?
Yeah.
And I keep looking at the ways, I don't hate AI. I think that there is a
No.
place for AI.
Hmm.
Um, but I keep looking at the ways that we as individuals who know our clients get results because of our relationships with them, right?
Yes.
Like all the data says it. Like we've all heard this since grad school. Like it keeps
Yeah.
being reinforced.
Hmm.
Which
Hmm.
is why I'm not afraid of AI taking our jobs.
Exactly.
But I think with the rise of big therapy tech, there is risk
Hmm.
of
Hmm.
these companies who have far more money for advertising than we ever
Hmm.
will to get the lion's share of the clients out there.
Yeah.
But what they can't do is connect individually the way we can, right?
Yeah.
Like in our websites are going to be so much more compelling than you have space for in your little blurb on one of those big therapy tech sites.
Yep. It's so
So
true. Yeah.
really like looking at your website as probably your most valuable asset in
I
your
know.
marketing in your practice. Like I think
It
of
really
all the
is.
other marketing strategies as responsible for getting people to your website.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, but that website needs to work.
Yeah. It needs to work. It needs to build trust. You need to seem like a real person that they can
Yeah.
feel comfortable with. Um, but yeah, so then like once you kind of go through some of those exercises and distill all that information, I find it really helpful. For people who don't feel as natural writing in their normal voice,
Hmm.
to distill it down into like an authentic voice cheat sheet or like a brand voice cheat
Hmm.
sheet,
Hmm.
that can just be in your Google Docs when you need it. But I like to include things like top three adjectives that describe my brand voice, my you-isms, me-isms, things I say a lot, phrases I say a lot, um, just notes on like the general tone of how I write, and then also including like a list of no-no words or copy, especially if you're using AI to kind of draft stuff. Like
Hmm.
you're gonna need to know right away certain things to scrap out that are just so off. Um, and I also like to do like a little conversion table of like one side are those common words or phrases in everyday language. Hello, goodbye, thank you. And on the other side, it's like translating that into your language. Like how do you say that? Do you say most people don't say hello. Like you're going to say something like hi with five eyes or like, oh, hey, like how are you actually saying that when you see your friend?
Right.
And you can have all that information for any copy you're writing, blog, emails, social media.
Hmm.
Um, and then like how to use that cheat sheet. I either like have that out before I'm writing copy or after as like a touchstone to check like, am I in line with this? Um, and then again, speaking of AI, one way I've found it to be really helpful is using it with like one of your copywriting templates, filling that out on your own, and then editing it in ChatGPT with
Hmm.
your voice. Say like, hey, can you help me tweak this my to sound more XYZ using some phrases like XYZ, and don't use words like this. And that's obviously like not a final copy. It's just a
Hmm.
draft still, but just another tool to like take some of the energy off and make it
Yeah.
sound more unique.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, I think about a lot of people, especially people who don't consider themselves writers, who are not comfortable, will go straight to ChatGPT and be like, I'm a therapist,
Yeah.
write me a homepage. And
Yeah.
it's terrible, y'all.
It's
It's
so
like,
generic.
it's so generic and it's so cheesy. Like, I don't know why the
Yeah.
default of ChatGPT is cheesy, but it is.
It's so cheesy. Even when it's doing like its voicey version of it, I'm like,
Yeah.
"Ugh, this is too much. Like, tone
Right.
it
Yeah.
down."
There's definitely like finger guns.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
ChatGPT was a person. Um,
Totally.
and so um, to know that you're going to have to edit heavily if you're using AI.
Yes. Yeah.
And like it can be a tool for editing, like you said, like you can create something, have it edit, then you're editing that edit, and it is
Hmm.
honing it. It's getting better and better.
Yes. Yeah.
But it's a lot more work if you start with ChatGPT because then you're
Yeah.
basically like scrapping all of it and
Yeah. How do you feel
rewriting it
about
all.
the idea of like starting with a template and then voice
Yeah,
as
I think
a,
a template can help, but I
yeah.
think like there's just so much heavy editing that needs to be
There's still
done.
more. It's not the
Yeah.
end.
If
Yeah.
it's, if we're selling widgets, I can see how it might be fine. But
Yeah.
like ChatGPT knows a lot, but it doesn't fully understand human emotion like a therapist can. It
No.
never
Yeah.
will.
No.
Not until it becomes sentient and, starts dating humans and such.
Oh
Like the
God.
world
I feel
starts to,
like that started already a
right,
little.
a little. Um, but it can't understand the way we do. It's what makes
Yeah.
us as therapists such better marketers than like
I know.
any other group of people out there. Like we know
So
what our people think and feel. They tell
it's
us.
so true. It's so true.
It's like we have the
Yeah.
Cliffs Notes.
We really do. We don't have to go out and do like market research, really. It's like
Yeah.
naturally happening in our day-to-day life.
Yeah.
Man.
So,
Do you come up with against people like being afraid of sounding too authentic on their
oh
website?
yeah.
I bump into that sometimes too, people worried about being too much or
Yeah. I
um,
hear it from select groups of people. Some of it are the people who are just afraid of being seen. And so like
yeah,
starting a private practice is a real internal journey for them because there's
totally.
so much putting yourself out there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like those consultations feel very therapeutic in a lot of ways,
Yeah.
right? And I have to remind myself, like, they can talk about this part with their therapist. I'm not supposed to touch this part if I'm coaching
Yeah.
them. Um, there's also, like, I think about like psychoanalytic folks.
Hmm.
Like, there is a different level of boundaries for
Mm,
psychoanalysts than there are for like,
interesting.
an ACT therapist.
Right, right.
And so I want to always honor their boundaries and what feels right for them.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
we just kind of lean more into like, how can you describe this ideal client? Because there's also a, I don't want to niche that often
Mm.
goes along with analysts. But
Oh,
like,
really?
yeah, but like, will you? Like, you don't want to, but will you if it helps fill your practice faster, if
Yeah.
that's your goal? Because you're
Yeah,
still going to get people outside your niche. It happens
totally.
for all of us.
Yes.
So, are you willing to niche? And then we can just like write in a non-academic voice about their experience. If we're just
Mm-hmm.
focused on their daily lived experience, you don't have to share about yourself. Like your about me does not have to be about how, you two have been through this or whatever. You don't have to talk about
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
But or people, and then there's that third group of people who are just like, is this allowed? Like,
I know.
am I breaching something? Because the way I was
Mm.
taught was like, don't even, I mean, I was in grad school back before we had smartphones and back
Mm.
before like we had like the real internet, like social and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And it was very much like, don't even have a picture of your family on your desk.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And so like breaking through some of that programming of like,
Mm-hmm.
if you like don't take up any space at all in the therapy room, even though that's
Mm.
not how I work, like
Right.
I'm like, if you're very authentic and real with your clients in session, like whatever level of real you are, try to bring that to your website copy.
Exactly. That's the guidepost. It's like, would I feel comfortable sharing this information in session? It's like self-disclosure, right? Like,
Yeah.
would I feel comfortable sharing this? Is this for me or is it benefiting the client? Which it is, in a lot of cases benefiting the client if you're showing yourself. I know for me that would ease a lot of my pre-therapy anxiety and
Hmm.
calm my nerves. I feel like I'm getting to know them a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
So again, I guess it depends who you work with and what your
Yeah.
style is. That's gonna differ.
Yeah. And another filter I'll put it through is like, if my most dysregulated client saw this, how would it impact them?
Ooh, yeah.
And so
Yeah.
that way, I know it's fine because I'm not
Yeah.
gonna, I don't take a lot of super dysregulated clients. I
Yeah.
have like, but if your favorite clients are pretty dysregulated, then you need to bear that in mind when you're writing your website.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It all kind of ties together.
Hmm. Yeah. And it's why it's really important to know who you really want to work with,
Mm-hmm.
because it
Mm-hmm.
can impact your tone to some extent. Because, like,
Mm-hmm.
my authentic way of being with my in laws is my authentic way of being, but it's still different than my authentic way of being with my best friend.
Exactly.
So,
Exactly.
got to kind
Yeah.
of like make it make sense with your
Mm-hmm.
clients.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. But it's definitely very freeing. I highly
Hmm.
recommend like
Yeah.
digging into this side of things for people who are scared to show themselves. It's
Yeah.
really nice.
And you get the best clients for you
Get
too.
the best clients. Like I
Yeah.
swear, I don't get emails from people anymore that are like, I have to send off. Like it's just,
Mhm.
oh, I can already tell we're going to be great, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. 100%. Yeah.
A video too, another great way. I
Hmm.
feel like I tell everybody to do a video because that's just like authenticity, who you are
Boom.
in
Yeah.
3D,
Uh-huh. Yeah.
so helpful.
And I think also like it's okay if you don't show up super authentically on video the first few times you do it. Like
Yes.
expect that you're going to suck at video
Oh my
and
God.
practice practice.
It took me literally a full day to make my first psychology today little 15
15
second.
seconds.
But I got there and now it's
Yeah.
less scary.
Yeah, absolutely. I was such a cardboard cutout the second any sort of camera was turned on me. Like it was,
Hmm.
I have a whole training in the abundance party about how to be good on video because I was so bad.
Yeah,
I was
because you have to
so
like amp it
bad.
up. Like it almost feels like
Yeah.
unnatural, but like some
Yeah.
stuff falls flat through the screen and
Yeah. And like I'm a naturally very energetic person.
hmm
And
hmm
but I get nervous whenever a camera was on.
Yeah.
And so like I didn't even keep my normal level of energy. I like went down. And so I
Yeah.
was like, my name's Allison, founder of Abundance Practice Building. Like painful. Nobody's gonna watch that. And I had to get better. Like I had to watch
Yeah.
bad videos and like
Hmm.
that's the worst part. Like filming them, uncomfortable, watching them, terrible.
Rewatching them. Oof.
Ugh. But it's part of how you evolve and grow and learn to like loosen up and be yourself on camera.
Yeah. And so would you say now after all that practice, you feel like
Oh
totally
yeah.
fine?
Yeah. Like
Oh.
somebody could follow me around with a camera all day and I'd be like, all right, whatever. Yeah.
Are you hinting at a reality
Oh
show
God, no.
coming? Darn.
Never, never. But yeah, I mean, you do get used to it,
Yeah,
but you have to kind of put yourself through the paces of
absolutely.
like honing that skill.
Yeah. And same thing with like the authenticity on your website. It can be like a gradual process. It doesn't have to be like 0 to 100.
Yeah,
Your website is a living thing. You can put out a little, see if that feels okay, and then come back in a month and maybe show a little more of yourself. It can be gradual.
absolutely.
Hmm.
Yeah. Well, and you're going to do a training for the Abundance Party.
Yeah.
So for
Yeah.
anybody who's not already in there, then, come and join us.
Yeah.
We'll
It'll
have
be
the link in
fun.
the show notes. And for those of you who are there, show up live and that way you can ask questions.
Yeah.
Amazing. Well,
Cool.
thank you so much, Ellie. I really
You're
appreciate it.
welcome. It's fun chatting with you.
You too. Bye.
See ya.